Today I have a brand new ASUS laptop. I'm going to open it up. We're going to go inside, take a look. I'm going to do a couple quick upgrades. I'm going to show you how I do it. Hey guys, how's it going? Dale here. Today I got a brand new ASUS 15.6-inch laptop. Just got to, it's brand new, just basically took it out of the box, walked it through to get into Windows real quick. It was in S mode, I already got it out of S mode. So when I do a clean install, it'll already have the Windows 10 Home digital license, so that won't be an issue. It's your standard S mode out of the box computer with 4 gigs of DDR4 memory, 128 gig M.2 drive. So I'm going to upgrade the M.2 drive, NVMe, to a 250 gig. I'm going to put in a brand new Crucial P5, pretty good performing drives, NVMe M.2 drive. And like I said, I'm going to do a clean install once I get that in there. And I'm also going to add 4 more gigs of DDR4 3200. The onboard, it's got 4 gigs of onboard and 1 empty slot. So I'm going to add the same in the empty slot to give us 8 gigs of 3200. And it should, you know, run a lot better, and they can put more stuff on it, and it'll be out of S mode. So let's just go ahead and shut it down real quick. And as I say in all my videos, before you open up your computer, your laptop, always make sure you're protected against static discharge with a wristband or a mat or both, or however you got to do it. All right, so we're powered down. Now I already took the liberty of taking all the screws out, but this is the front leading edge. These 4 screws along the front here are short. All these other screws, the 6 other screws, are all like twice as long. So try to get them back in the same holes if at all possible. Just lay them out in a pattern so you know where they go. We got these on all of our benches here. We got these magnetic little mats here that you can lay them out how they come out. So it's easy to put them back in. So these typically open up very easy. I'm going to use my plastic little spudger tool here, which you can get online. They're cheap. I'll have a link down below where you can order a little bag of these. Typically, if we start right here in the seam in a corner, once you get the screw out, it comes up just a hair. So we can take our little Mr. Spudger here, just kind of gently slide it along. Take your time doing this. My bench tops are all anti-static and they're scratch proof. It doesn't scratch anything. I've had people leave comments thinking I'm doing this on a piece of sandpaper or something, but it's anti-static commercial carpet, so all of our bench tops are covered like this. So I'm just being gentle. And I got it kind of broke around. If you just take your little finger, see, it pretty much lifts right off. Pretty simple. Some are a little stubborn, usually along the back, if anywhere. You just got to be careful. You can use a nylon spudger tool like this, little spudger pencil, to kind of gently work your way along the back if you need to. So here's the front. Now these models don't come with a mounting kit to add a 2.5-inch drive in there. In fact, this one doesn't even have the, it might have the, yeah, it does have a hard drive connector. These are almost impossible to find. People ask me quite a bit in the comments where to get those, but you can try eBay. There's a lot of sellers on eBay that sell these mounting caddies with the cables. You can try ASUS website. Just kind of Google it. So anyway, here's our empty RAM slot. Now, the battery is connected, if you want, the battery's connected right here. You can see that. This cable doesn't pull back, it pulls straight up. But there's a little metal clip along the back of it here, kind of hard to see, that ever so slightly slides back just a little bit, and then you can pull this cable basically straight up, kind of do it even so you don't damage the connector. I'll show you. If you're real careful, don't touch anything you don't have to. You can pop in the RAM, take out the M.2 drive, which is located right back over here, 1 screw. Just depending on how busy I am. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to pop this clip back here just to show you. And I'm going to kind of gently get it under here. Like I said, you want to kind of do it as even as you can. Don't. There, see, it comes right off. And if you're going to disconnect your battery, it's always a good idea to open it up carefully and just hold in your power button for a little bit. Let it discharge all the residual energy, power that's in there. That way if you accidentally drop a screw or you mishandle something, it's not gonna brick your board. So let's go ahead and pop in I got a stick of Samsung 4GB DDR4 3200. I'm gonna put right here in the only slot. The 4 gigs of RAM that are on board, you cannot change that. So I'm gonna put that in. Make sure we get a good click. Little clips on the side here, just make sure they come in nice and even. And I'm going to use my number 0 Phillips magnetic tip screwdriver here to take out this guy. Now I've been seeing these drives lately in these ASUS laptops of this type. If you Google it, it's 4C, F-O-R-E-S-E-E. If you Google that, you get like 4 returns. It's a Huflung Dung made for ASUS in China, I suppose. It's 128 gig. It's just brand I hadn't seen ever before until I started opening some of these up. Usually there's some kind of proprietary Samsung or Western Digital or Hynix or something like that. So we're going to take out that one screw, pop it out. Like I said, guys, I'm going to do a clean install of Windows 10 21H1. There's no need for a heavy-duty heat sink on this. It's got the heat pad right here from Crucial. It's going to do more than a good enough job to evenly distribute the heat over the NAND chips and the controller. This is not a high-end gaming laptop. It's not really going to be stressed too much or a real long or prolonged heavy-duty load on that drive. But it is a good performing drive nonetheless. So we're just going to mount that in there. Put the screw back in carefully. Pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, don't touch anything. You absolutely don't have to. So here's our cooling fan, our Wi-Fi card, cooling pipe over here, your battery, keyboard connector. It's got a fingerprint sensor. This is what this connector is for. Pretty straightforward. Your LCD connector is right here on the back of the board, and of course your little I/O board over here for all your ports. All right. So we got the new M.2 drive in there. Our RAM. We're going to go ahead and pop this battery connector back on right here. Just kind of put it on there even and push it straight down. Slide our little clip back. Once you hook this battery up, be very careful. I do a lot of these clean installs. People these things get shipped in S mode and they put that little dinky 128 gig in there, assuming you're going to use OneDrive and all that fun stuff. So push our little clip back here. I know this is hard for you guys to see, but doing the best I can. So that's all there is to that. So let's get it covered back up. It is right next to this fan here, this M.2 drive, so that's good. There is some ventilation right here, of course. So now when you buy these like online at I don't know, Amazon or someplace like that, they call them the VivoBook. I don't think ASUS is using that VivoBook anymore on these particular models. I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to button this all back up once I get my windows all done and everything's good. I always wait till last to put the screws back in. It's not going to go anywhere. So before I turn it on, I just wanted to show you. You can see the label right here. It just says ASUS laptop. Then your 10th Gen Core i3. Here's one pretty much identical. This one's about 8-9 months old. This one here needs a lot of work. It's basically brand new, but it has some problems. Pretty much same laptops, fingerprint sensors, ports are identical. Or actually, I take that back. This is a VivoBook, ASUS VivoBook 15. Also says it on the box. You can look it up at ASUS, and it is a VivoBook. I mean, other than that, these laptops are identical, but the port layout on the side is a little different. Like the C-type USB is over on this side, as well as the HDMI on this one here. It's on the other side, and the layout of the board on this is a little bit different, quite a bit different actually. But otherwise, I don't think this is an actual VivoBook. Just an ASUS laptop. Looks like a VivoBook. So anyway, having said that, battery's pretty charged up. I'm going to take my 8 gig, or not 8 gig, but I'm going to take my USB flash drive here, stick it in a port, And we're going to boot off it to do a clean Windows 10 install. You can, I got a video on how to make one of those guys. If you're a beginner, just Google it. Microsoft or Windows Media Creation Tool download. Make sure you get it right through Microsoft. It'll take you right to the download. You can create a bootable flash drive with the latest version of Windows 10 or an ISO, however you want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Now with that new RAM in there, this is probably going to take extra long time to post. They usually do when you add new RAM, even a drive, like we just did, but mainly the RAM, the BIOS is basically reading and training that memory. So we just got to be patient for it to post the first time. This is just the first time you turn it on with the new memory. Pretty much all computers, laptop, there we go, we got a post. It should default to that USB drive over there without hitting any F keys. Yeah, it's booting right off of it. So we're going to do a quick Windows install, clean install. This is a 21H1 edition. And of course, I don't have my touchpad. That happens all the time until we get in there. It's kind of hit and miss. But that'll get installed once we get into Windows. So I got to hook up a little USB mouse here. Bear with me, guys. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it don't. Yeah, no big deal. So I have a USB mouse handy just in case. So I'm just going to choose English, United States, and hit next. Install now. These are nice little laptops. Got a full 1080p HD display with a narrow bezel. These are very fun to replace. All the new laptops are being shipped like that now, which is nice. It's a cleaner look. So I choose custom. There's our brand new Crucial P5 drive. I'm going to hit next. Let it copy the files. This process won't take too long with the NVMe SSD. They're pretty speedy. This 128 gig that I took out, it's pretty generic. So, but it works. I prefer Samsung, Crucial, Kingston, names like that, Corsair, if you're doing a gaming rig or something like that. This model has a micro SD slot over here on the side, 2 USB ports on the right side. Over here you got your USB-C there in the back, HDMI, and another USB port. And of course a webcam and all that fun stuff, and your fingerprint sensor. Like I said, that one I just showed you and this one, they virtually look identical like this. I mean, the layout on the side is different. Like I said, the layout inside of the main board is completely different. I wish they'd put a mounting caddy in there. Acer does all that on their Aspire 5 models, and Dell does that on some of their models. We can add a SATA SSD or just a mechanical hard drive if you want. So it's going to finish up here. I'm just going to record through this whole thing. It doesn't take too long, so we can get into Windows and check our memory and our drive. And then I'll get all the updates and a couple of browsers, and it won't be in S mode anymore, and we'll be good to go. Pretty much any new laptop you buy these days that has 128 gig SSD in it, 4 gigs of RAM, or even 8 gigs of RAM, it's almost certainly going to be in S mode. I'm not positive if Windows 11 is going to have the S mode option. I haven't looked. But according to everything I've been hearing, it's going to require absolutely, if it's Windows 10 Home, you gotta set up a Microsoft account. You can't skip it like I can now. Only if you have Windows 11 Pro, it'll give you the option to have a local account. But Home, Microsoft account. A lot of people are not happy about that, including me. Setting these up for customers and passwords and email addresses and verifications, it's just going to be a pain in the butt. But we'll get through it. I'm just talking here, guys, to fill that dead air, so. Just a moment. Reminds me of Office Space.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help. A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and you'll have your PC ready for all the rest. Use your voice with the keyboard along the way. If you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen. If you need an assisted screen reader, press Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time.
All right.
Enough discussion. Let's dig in.
All right, let's dig in. So I got United States. I'm going to choose here. US keyboard layout, skip additional layouts. You can change all this stuff later in settings. I always choose I don't have internet here. You don't need internet. Unlike Windows 11, to set up a Microsoft account, you will have to have internet access just to set up your new computer, which I just don't like that. So I'm going to choose I don't have internet. That way, if I did that, then we'll be forced to do a Microsoft account. So I'm going to choose limited setup, which means pretty much nothing. Just going to pop in the name real quick there. No password. I turn all this stuff to no. Leave location on, I guess, if you want. Not now for Cortana. So we'll let it get into Windows and shouldn't be much longer. No, you can take your flash drive out after it reboots the first time once it copies the files over. Only needs to be in there for that copying process, basically. People have asked me quite a few times in the comments when I do these upgrades with these little 128 M.2 drives, what do you do with those drives when you take them out? I say to the customer, here, you can have it, it's yours, and usually they're like, what am I going to do with it? So if they don't want it, I throw it in my Boxo M2s over there. These all 128s, we got 1,000 of those things laying around. Try to just give it to the customer. Sometimes somebody, if they're younger person and they got another rig or something, they want to add it or have a backup. It just depends on the person. All right, so we're in Windows. I'm going to worry about connecting to the internet. Let's just open up our task manager real quick. I know this can be hard to see because it's 1080p. No mouse yet. Go to more details. Click on my performance tab up here. And there's our i3. And there's, probably can't see it, but there's our 8 gigs of RAM, 3200 megahertz, 202 slots used, so we're good there. Here's our disk, CT250, P5. Oops. So here we go. Plenty more room now, pretty much double the space they have with that little 128. And I'm not connected to the internet. It should. Oops. Yeah, so it's already activated because I switched it out of S mode ahead of time. So when I did the clean install, it wouldn't have to do it. Just get that out of the way. So it's already got a digital license with this laptop, so we can uninstall and reinstall Windows as many times as we want. We should be fine with activation. So that's it, guys. That's a quick little upgrade on an otherwise kind of lower end laptop. Beefed it up a little bit. Check out some of my other videos. Give me a like and a share, and of course subscribe would be cool. And I appreciate y'all watching. Have a great day.